back to my channel. Thanks for coming back. To those who haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's written in red down below the video. Just click subscribe. So today we taking a practical approach to the channel. I'll be showing you how to set up a spending plan. Enjoy.
Alright, so I'll just show you practically how I generally plan out a spending plan. So for the purpose of this exercise, we'll use a character by the name of Patience. For this exercise, we'll assume that her amount that hits her account, so her gross amount after deductions, will be 20,000 Rand, and we'll work with that amount. And then on the spreadsheet, we'll just make use of the first four columns. But first things first, we are in the month of July, so we're planning for August. So we'll name our worksheet August. And then in the fourth column, we'll first start off with the main amount, which is 20,000. Okay, as you can see, it's bold because it's the main amount. And then what we'll start doing then is start listing everything that she generally pays, or her expenses for the month. So we'll assume that she's got rent. We also assume that maybe she's part of a stokvel. It can be grocery, it can be just a stokvel where they share money, or whatever part of type of stokvel she's part of. We'll then assume that she's got a funeral cover. So we'll have that as well in there. We'll also assume that maybe, I'll just put baby there, maybe she's got a young one who she spends maybe on certain things per month. Maybe it's a fixed amount where she knows that she will spend on that. And then we'll go and put in transport. Then we assume as well that she's putting something away into savings, and maybe in terms of education, it might be an education fund, or it might actually be school fees for the child. And then we'll also take into account the bank charges. So we'll just name it account charges for now. And then let's assume she has to do her hair, of course. And then maybe she's got a friend, Umbali. Just a name, I don't know. Any name that you can put there. We'll assume that she's got a loan from a friend whom she's paying a certain amount monthly to get to the end amount. Then we'll also assume that she's got a life cover, which will take care of her family should anything happen to her. And then we'll also assume that maybe she's got a bank loan that she's also servicing. All right. So here we'll just go ahead and auto sum. This will sum up everything here that her expenses add up to. So our assumption is that her rent is 2.5. Maybe she stays in a place that's 2.5. Maybe for a stokvel, she lets go of an amount of 200 Rand. And then her funeral cover maybe costs 200 Rand. And then maybe she's got a set amount of 500 that she knows goes to the baby. Maybe it's nappies or whatever it is that the baby needs, but she knows that this set amount goes out for those expenses, other than any additional amounts that need to go out. We'll assume that her transport is 1,000 Rand. Maybe it can be car, it can be full tank, whatever it is that her transport entails. We'll assume that it's 1,000 Rand. And then for her savings, she probably saves 500 Rand. And then for education of the child, we'll assume that she lets go of 1.2. And then let's assume she's got maybe an account where there's a fixed charge of 150 per month instead of different charges coming off as she uses the account. So we'll assume for this that she just has an account that takes out 150 a month. Then let's assume for her hair, maybe she spends 350 in the month of August. It might change according to whatever hairdo she does. I don't know. We'll just assume for this exercise. And then let's assume that she pays Umbali 250 a month to get to the amount that she is borrowed. And then her life cover takes 300 rand. And then we'll assume that for her loan, she lets go of 1,000 rand. All right. So that brings a total, okay, let's just bold that out as well, just so we know that it's a total amount of her expenses. And then in the third column, right next to maybe the first amount, we'll do another auto sum. This is to show what is left for her to use after all the expenses have gone out. So this will be the gross amount minus what she actually spends in that month. So we see that in the month of August, she is left with an amount of 11,850 in her account. So after all her expenses have gone out, she's got 11,850 to use for anything else that needs to happen. So why I like this type of method is because so generally what I will do is I will add another tab here, a worksheet. That's August and September, and then she starts planning again for September, October the same, November, and another one for December. So generally why I like this is because it's very specific, and maybe September will be different from August because maybe in September there's a birthday coming up in the family or there's other things that she needs to do. It's very specific as to what you're going to be doing. If maybe when she also has cosmetics or toiletries, that too can go in there. It must be very specific as to what you're using the money for. So maybe her cosmetics are what, 500 rand including toiletries. Then she would be left with an amount of 11,350. Maybe in September she'll have used lesser for her hair. So this one is very specific to what you are using it for, and you need to go down to the nitty-gritty of why you are using the amount and what it is for. So always make sure that this column here really explains. So if in November there's a camp or something that she needs to do, then it's planned for already, because it's written down whatever camp it is. Or if there's an outing with the friends that she has to plan for, again, put another row there and be able to say specifically a braai with friends, and actually put the amount so that you know in advance what it is that you have planned out for the month and what expenses. And that will always help you and guide you in how you spend your money as soon as it hits your account. Because like I said in my previous video, at times money hits the account, 20,000 hits the account, you start spending without really knowing, okay, what am I left with? Do I have some money left over to spend on what I am as soon as the money hits the account? So this really helps a lot. And then I'll also show you another way that you can do it. Like I said, this is more of a spending plan because you just concentrating on what hits your account and what you actually have to do with that money. So another way of budgeting, this is a budgeting tool that I downloaded from one of the bank's website. So this goes into the detail of your gross amount and everything that comes off of the money that is costed to your company. So in here, I believe you'll then put in your income. If you have any extra income, your total monthly income, and any differences. So this, with this one, what you'll have to do is sit and have projected costs of everything, and then as the month goes and as you know how much you actually spent, if you projected to spend 5,000 on rent, and maybe in that month it was a bit more because of rates, you put in the actual amount. You now sit during the month and put in all the actual amounts, and you'll be able to see the differences and plan better for the upcoming months. So this is another method that you can use for your budgeting and for your planning for whatever amount comes in, so that it's easier for you to know how you spend. It also goes into detail with loans. What type of loans do you have? In transportation, what are you using? Do you have insurance? It goes into all those details. And then for entertainment as well, you go into detail. What are you projecting for videos, DVDs, CDs, movies, concerts, so it goes into detail as well, but it's more in depth because you also have to sit and actually look at your net amount, and actually go into the details of also your health insurance, what goes out there, tax as well, so personal care as well, detail, and then it will give you the projected costs, actual costs, and total differences. So this is another method that you can use in your budgeting. Like I said, for me, my preference is a spending plan, and I just thought I would show you guys exactly how it actually comes about in the spending plan. In terms of transport, like I said, for me, it was setting it aside in a different account altogether. Or if you're disciplined enough, you can put it in maybe a savings pocket if your account has that, so that you know that you can access it daily. So generally for me, how I do it is perhaps towards the end of a year, sit and it's planned out from Jan to the end of the next year, so that you just have a vague idea. Obviously, end of the year it will be a vague idea of things that you need to do. But with some of the things you can already plan out. If you've got loans or whatever, you can already start planning out how you're actually gonna pay them off. So this makes it easier for you to plan ahead. Like I said, it's better to plan before money hits your account, so that you're able to work better with your money, and ensure that you're working better, and you getting to that debt freedom journey that you're on is on track as well, and we continue to journey towards that healthy net worth. So thank you so much. I hope this was helpful.